Alrighty, folks, it's brew day. So what do we have here? We have 15 quarts of 163 degrees strike water. We have one mash tun preheated with boiling water. And we have about 11.25 grains of grains. And here's our recipe for today. It's going to be an American Amber Ale. So let's get started. Alright, now we're going to mash in. Basically, that means add hot water and grains to your mash tun. So we're going to start the water here. It's a little bit hot. Let me stir it out. The bowl here is a mash temperature of 151 degrees. We'll slowly add the grains here as we stir it in. The temperature on this first part is probably the most important of your whole brew cycle. It really determines how your beer will finish, and what kind of efficiency you're going to get. Your higher temperatures are going to give you your sweeter beer. Your lower temperatures are going to give you a drier beer. Drier basically means more alcohol. Just going to eat more of the sugars. In there. Got water in there. I'm doing a 1.33 grains per quart on the ratio on here. And that's good enough. Let's see what our temperature is. Alright, what do we got here? We're looking for 151. If it's a low, we can add a little bit of hot water. If it's high, we just stir it up until it gets down to like 151. You want to be as exact as possible, but really you're okay if you're within a degree. 148. Make sure you mix it up good. Make sure you're not hitting a hot spot or a cold spot with your thermometer too. You know what? I think we are... Well, I took it out there, but I think we're pretty close. I think we're between 150 and 151. So, we're going to slap a lid on this. And I'm going to throw a blanket on top. Blanket really helps escaping heat. You want to keep the temperature as best as possible. I'm going to give it a stir every 20 minutes until an hour, and we'll go from there. I'll be back. Alright, we're back for our first stir of our mash tun. This is the blanket I use. You lose a lot of heat to the lids in these, so. And all we're going to do is give it a quick, very light stir. We don't want to lose any temperature out of it, but we do want to get the grains mixed up, make sure there's no hot spots or cold spots, make sure there's no clumping, stuff like that. Nice light stir. Check our temperature real quick. If it's within 1 degree or so, it's fine. If it loses more than a couple degrees, we can add some boiling water. I usually don't try to mess with it because it's so... It would just limit the amount of sparge water I can do. So we're going to check our temperature, see where we're at. Okay, so we're right at about 150 still, so we're good. Maybe 150.5. But need to get a digital thermometer, but oh well. And then we also have started our mash out water, which is about a little under 8 quarts, and our sparge water. And we're gonna stir this up twice more every 20 minutes up to an hour, and then we'll go from there. I'll be back. Alright, next step in the process. This is what we're going to call mash out. What this is, basically you add boiling water to your mash. We're going to take a look at the mash. Boiling water to your mash to bring the temperature up to about 168 degrees. What that does, it shuts down any enzyme action that's going on, and it also thins out your wort, so the next step is easier. So we're going to do boiling water, in this case a little under 2 gallons. Dump it in here. Be careful, it's hot. Give it a quick stir. Touch your lid back on. Come back in 20 minutes to boil off and drain your wort. Alright, welcome back. We have here called boil off. What we're going to do is we're going to drain and recycle a certain amount of wort out of here, wort being the liquid beer. And if you can kind of see, you're going to get a little bit of grains and stuff like that with these ones, so the first ones. The idea is the grain bed will settle downwards and give you a better layer on the bottom to drain out of. This is really just to keep it clean, keep it clear. If you're brewing bag, this step you can skip. And then when you pour it back in, nice and gentle on the top, try not to disturb the grain bed. And I usually do, I kind of like the pan because I can easily pour it back in. I usually do 3 or 4 or 5 of these, just until it gets settled out. Usually pour along the edge. We'll do 2 more. And last one. And then after this, we're going to grab our brew kettle and we're going to drain this into our brew kettle. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. Alright, we're just going to open up our valve and we're going to drain what's in there into our kettle. I really like the color on this. We'll see what it looks like after we get done. But yeah, we're going to let this drain and I'll be back. Alright, we're back. Now it's time to sparge. What we're going to do, we're going to close our bottom valve. Look at our sparge water here. You want to sparge at about 168 to 170 degrees. My little setup here loses a little bit of temperature, so I figured it out one day and I need to be at about, almost 180. So we're going to open this up until we just get a little bit of a inch or so water on the top. That'll do it. And then we're going to just hit a trickle. We're actually going to even this out just a little bit here. Generally don't have to do that, but this time it's being done. So put a little bit more water on there. Just until it's covered. That I have that in there. Okay. Trickle. We're going to open our bottom valve just to a trickle. And we want these to be as close to each other as, you know, flow rate wise as possible. And thanks to my new handy brew kettle, I can actually see how much is in there. And we're shooting for 6.75 gallons. We had a 5.5 gallon batch. This thing boils off about 1.25 gallons per hour, so we're going to shoot for 6.75. We're occasionally going to check the gravity on the runnings here. You don't want it below 1.01. If it gets below that, you can get some off flavors. I don't think it's a concern. We're not sparging a whole lot of water on this one, but we'll find out. But we're going to let this go. We're going to check it every once in a while. Usually on here, I leave this on about medium low, keep the temperature, you know, kind of where I want it. But we're going to come back and check it in a bit and see what happens, see what it looks like. Okay, all right then. We're done sparging. We have our 6.7 gallons of water, or of wort, sorry. And now we're going to boil. This here is a hop spider. What it does is made it from parts out of Lowe's. You toss your hops in there, so that way all of the little hop fibers and stuff don't get in your bread. Just another way to clean it up. You can make good beer and it not be clean, but it's better to be clean because, you know, it tastes better. You don't get chunkies in your mouth, stuff like that. So we're gonna wait for this to boil. Do a little bit. Very important when it goes to boil, they tend to boil over. There's certain things you can do to prevent that. You can stir. You can drop the temperature a little bit. I've heard of people spraying just cold water on the top. It will boil quite a bit. This will almost get to the top when it goes to boil. So you want to be really careful of that because it will make a huge mess on your stove. And I'll be back at boil, or I'll be back at the first hop edition, if that is. All right, here we go. Almost there. Bam. Getting there. We should be at a rolling boil in just a couple minutes here. Okay, first hop addition, half an ounce of Centennial hops, right in there. Okay, we're going to remove our hop spider, let that drain out. Enough. Got our wort chiller. And turn on cold water. We're going to chill the wort as close as we can get it. City temperature here is like 75 degrees, but as close to 70 as you can. And we're going to let that run, stir it occasionally to get it evenly dispersed temperature, and that's it. And then we'll go to the door fermenting. Okay, now we got it transferred. We're going to aerate our wort. I made this contraption from parts out of the hardware store to my drill. And we're just going to work for it. And I'm pretty much going to go until my drill's almost dead. Careful not to go to the side. Okay. We pull the sample, shabam, check the gravity, and we'll see what our efficiency is and see what our starting point is. And after this, we're going to fish our yeast. This is the starter I started a few days ago. And I swirl. Alright, we got a sanitized lid. This is my thermal well. Pop that on there nice and tight. Put our airlock. Nice and sanitary. Bam. Close the line. And we'll take it to our fermenter. Alright, here we go. Chamber. This is a temperature sensor. This will keep it at 20 degrees Celsius or 68 Fahrenheit for within 0.3 degrees until I tell them not to. Alright, here we have our sample. Comes up at, I can't get the thing, but comes up at 1.054 after adjusted for temperature. My volume came up a little bit high, but it gives me almost 81.5% efficiency, so I'm very happy with that. We're going to ferment for 2 weeks, and I'm going to cold crash and bottle. That's it. We're done making beer.